Welcome everybody to the first episode of Gemfan Talk, the video podcast and audio podcast that you can find on all your social media platforms. And today, with us right now is Flyhigh FPV, the one and only Flyhigh FPV. You have seen him posting epic flying videos and epic prints. You might have even bought some of your quad parts from him. So hello, man. Welcome to the first episode, man.
Thank you so much for having me, man. I'm really excited to be here. I really appreciate it, dude. Love Gemfan. Been a huge fan for years. Put them on all my quads. So absolutely happy to be here. Thank you.
Thank you very much, man. And first, what's your name?
I'm David. I run Flyhigh FPV. I'm David Shaddix. I'm from Birmingham, Alabama. Operate out of the United States, but I ship worldwide. And I'm a Gemfan dealer.
Oh, worldwide. So I'm going to call you David from now on. I know it's Flyhigh FPV, but I think it's a little bit impersonal if I just call you Flyhigh.
Sure, bro.
So how long have you been into FPV?
Let's see. I've been flying FPV for about 4.5 years of every single day, like 10 packs a day. I'm addicted. I'm not stopping anytime soon either.
For 4 years, like nonstop.
Yeah. 4.5 years nonstop. I started with a Wizard X220 way back in the day. It was like $125 quad will get you off the ground. And that was my first and last bind-and fly. And I've built every quad ever since. Oh, cool. So how did you get into FPV? Like, who told you about the FPV? I have always been into aviation. I was building model rockets with my grandpa, built balsa wood airplanes, gasoline motors when I was like 6 and 7 years old. And when I was like 15, I got a pilot's license and flew real airplanes. Mm-hmm. So I've always been into flying and aviation. And when I started into FPV about 5 years ago, I had some toy grade drones, and I had been flying them line of sight for years and was pretty good at it, and was like, you know what, I need goggles. And that way I can fly around the corner. And as soon as I got them, I put a little all-in-one camera VTX combo into like a little Cyma drone. It's like a $30 drone. And I was like, this is next level. I've got to do it. And then immediately I was realizing the limitations of angle mode. And I was like, okay, I need acrobatics. And then the Wizard went from there, and I just built quad after quad after quad.
Epic. And well, it's been like, it is a slippery slope since you start getting into FPV and then you have 1,000 quads in the background. Just like, how many drones do you have now? So I keep and maintain 3 Basher quads for everyday flying, and those are my main working girls. They're 3 Marmots. I really like the Armaton Marmot. It's been a super strong frame, and you can't beat the warranty. I mean, you break your frame sometimes, and they're like, okay, we'll just give you a new one. I'm like, yes. Yes, thank you.
I've been rocking those and absolutely loving them. And I also have a DJI Mini Mavic that I fly for Part 107 work. And I use the big drones for the FPV drones for Part 107 as well. But those are my main quads. I've got a little Whoop too that's technically my daughter's. She's 5 and she's already learning to fly drones. And she'll tell you, like, I've been flying drones for half my life. It's true. It's true. She's too. But that's about all I've got. I've kind of thinned out the herd. I used to have like bigger 6 and 7 inch long range quads, and I had a couple little 3 inch and 2.5 inch quads, and I know what I love, and I focused on the 5 inch. Is just that's where I'm happiest.
Yeah, well,
that's so much power.
Yeah. Like I started with a Tiny Whoop and a Cinebee by iFlight, like back in the day, and they were amazing, but they were not what I wanted. This Megabee was too stable, was very stable as it's a Cinewhoop. So I was like, yeah, okay, this is good, but what's next? And the Tiny Whoop, it was just completely uncontrollable. That thing was too fast. I could not fly. Like I would like, whoop, whoop, all the time on the floor. Learning with that was a disaster, but it was fun. It was fun. Then I found out about 5-inch, and then I loved them. Like, I'm not flying like anything else. Like on a daily basis, I'm not flying anything else besides that.
That's me too. I just got to have my 5-inch every day, and I'm happy.
Yeah, I'm flying. I'm flying actually.
Packs,
what?
a good 10, 20 packs, and I'm satisfied.
No, that's too much for me. I don't.
Dude, I broke a personal best this weekend. I broke 45 packs in one day.
45 packs? Like, don't you get like your mind gets saturated of?
No, man. You just want more. You just want more. You can't stop. And the sun goes down, and you're like, turn the lights on. I need to fly more. It's awesome. It's so much fun. I built a special charging rig just to go out to these drift events because I was consuming so many batteries. I mean, normal freestyle, I'm ripping through a pack in like 4 minutes, but chasing a car, it's like 2-3 minutes and the packs are empty, and I'm ready to land and go reload and send it again.
Damn. No, like 45 packs? No, I couldn't.
It's insane, dude. I filled up the GoPro 126 gigs of footage.
How much?
Day. 126 gigs in one day. That's a new record for me too.
That's a lot of footage to process now, man. That's crazy.
I know. I got so much to deal with. It's like a mountain of footage, but it's so much good stuff.
No, and actually, I'm flying the Armaten Marmot 2. I have 2 Marmots and 2 D-Quad LRX version 3. They sponsor me.
That's such a good train too. I love it.
It's incredible. They were both made by Armaten, which is really nice because they're from the same house, so I can expect the quality to be like kind of similar. So it's pretty nice, actually. I've been really happy. Both frames like reliable as hell, which is something that we appreciate a lot. Like as FPV pilots, that we appreciate that a lot.
Yeah, and I love the Armaton. They go to that extra little bit of detail, like the camera cage is adjustable, so you can lock your FPV cam and the GoPro at the same angle.
The same angle. Yes.
So dope. Because you can be flying down like really, really tight space, low camera angle, and then go outside and turn the camera angle up and rip, and just everything adapts with you. It's great. Exactly.
Yeah, actually, that was a pretty good design. I was really impressed. Now, I decided to get 2 Marmots, and now I'm not switching back. I got. Oh, how did you? Which are you, a pincher or a thumber?
I'm a thumbs. 2 thumbs. Classically trained video gamer, you know.
Thumber, I know. No,
I started on Atari.
Okay, so thumber. Do you go digital or analog?
I'm flying analog right now, but I think digital's right on the horizon. I've actually been talking to DJI, apply to become a dealer, so I'm thinking I'll be filling out the office with DJI real soon. Trying to get air units and the FPV drone and some mini Mavics and goggles, of course.
Nice. Well, I'm digital too, so it's really I can tell you, man. It's like I learned with digital, so. Perhaps
the range is incredible too, man. I've been really impressed that I can go just a little bit deeper with digital. Like when I'm flying into a bando, that's always really, really nice. And you go too far and you start to lose the latency, and it's like, okay, I got to get back quick, or I'm not going to make it back. But it does go just a little bit further than my analog gear, even 1,000 milliwatt VTX.
Yeah, well, it has its ups and downs, like every single system does. So I learned on that because that's what the guys that I was learning with, they suggested, and they gave me that to try, and I was like, oh my God, I can see the sky, like I can see everything in so much detail. So I went to digital, but then I flew some analogs from the Gemfan's Boss quads. And that was really good too. Like the image, I can notice the latency, but it's not that much that I can not fly with digital. Like I still can, but I can definitely tell the difference between the digital and the analog.
Have you seen the Foxeer's new camera that's got the T-Rex camera? It's 1,500 total vertical lines. It's got higher resolution than the DJI camera.
Damn, really?
Yeah, and it's analog. but it's the clearest analog I've ever seen. I've flown Run Cam and Cadix and Boxier my whole career of FPV, like everything I could ever get my eyeballs on, and it just blows them all out of the water. It's crazy. It's such a huge improvement.
Like the difference between digital and a good analog is not that much. Like it is noticeable, but it's not as noticeable like as a crappy analog camera or system. Like if you compare those two, like it's a complete different game. So how did you get into like selling? But like, how do you went from flying and ripping to, you know what, I'm going to make this my life?
It was definitely the 3D printers. My girl's back here. I've got them all stopped because I wanted to be able to hear and you'd be able to hear me. Yeah. So I shut them down for the evening just for gemfan because I love you.
Thank you, bro.
I started out with 2 of them about 2 years ago, and I came out with this mindset that I was not going to make trash. People were like, oh, print a little benchy or a little monkey or a bear. And I was like, no, I'm going to print functional stuff. I'm an engineer. I've got this engineering background. Like, I want things to be strong. I want things to be durable. And I just started with that. And immediately did not like PLAs, the first plastic everybody prints with. I was like, this stuff is just so brittle. It's not going to work for me at all. And found TPU, was like, oh my God, this stuff is so solid. Yes. And then started testing all these different solids, like different types of TPUs. I did a bunch of Ninja Flex for a while. It's like, it almost feels like silicone. It's so soft, but not durable, but it'll stretch. It's crazy for those properties there. And then I started doing more advanced plastics. I do a lot of PETG. I do a lot of nylon, a little bit of ABS, but the nylon is a really, really hard plastic that actually has flex to it. So you can bend it a lot and it won't crack. So that's huge too. It's like I've started making ducts out of nylon. And like 5-inch ducts. Like
the skirts, like Cinewhoops. Oh, okay.
Except not little ones, big ones. So you can take a 5-inch quad that's running a 5-inch prop, and you can still run your 5-inch prop, assuming your frame's big enough to support it. And then run the duct so you can fly around soft targets and, do more filming, a little more cinematic than most people do on the 5-inch, but makes it a quick, easy adjustment.
Yeah, that is pretty interesting, actually. Like that, I printed on TPU and PLA. Actually, you've been one of my like one of the guys that have helped me the most with this, because I didn't knew much about 3D printing when I started on 2FPV, and now you've been guiding me on like, okay, let's fix this printer, because
let's calibrate your E-steps. Let's get you an extruder that's going to work well for a TPU.
Exactly.
Let's make sure your temperature's right, like moisture.
I had no idea about all those things, and you've been a really, really big help. So it is really nice how you help not just me, but the community in general. Like, you're always commenting and making jokes and having fun. And it is very nice to see this kind of interaction between the store and a store owner and a store representative, and interacting with the community. So why did you decided to start your own store? Why?
Well, I mean, the wanting to help people has always been a huge thing for me. I'm a big open source guy. So, some companies, they want to keep it all secret. They're like, we've got this magic sauce. We made this thing and nobody else can do it. And it's like, have you seen these machines? Anybody can do it. Like, if you spend the time and you put in the energy, you can make really, really good stuff with these just in your home. And I know that. So it's not a secret. I can't keep it in a bottle and pretend and not help people. So I'd rather go out and help people and grow it. I'd rather everybody learn together and we all move forward. And the more people are focused on this, the more the attention it's going to get, the more advanced we're going to get, the more it's all going to evolve. I have this, I like the saying, if we work together, we're going to get off this planet faster. But if we fight each other, we're going to die here.
Yep.
And, we just got to keep working together. So that's a huge thing. Guys like Joshua Bardwell are huge mentors for me. I mean, he taught me how to build a quad when I didn't know anybody else in FPV, when I was in what I call the drone desert, when you're lost alone by yourself and you're trying to figure out how to arm your quad for the first time. And it's like, how many days is it going to take me to get there?
Yeah.
And so guys like that, just opening up their hearts and explaining all their mind and what they really are doing, that just gave me a huge motivation to do the same thing and to also be, super helpful. And I've always been very customer support oriented. Before I was doing this, I was doing IT management for 20 years. And so much of it is talking to people and understanding what their problem is and then helping troubleshoot through it. So it's very natural for me to just apply that to drones. And so, I started selling the parts and I also support and and then I'm a Tango dealer and these guys are like, how do I get my Tango to work? And I'm like, I'll teach you. And I put together all these tutorials and videos and just try and share that knowledge because I think everybody will get smarter together. And the more I watch, the more I learn. And that's how we all grow. The internet is such a powerful network, man. And it's like we all build on each other's shoulders. And the Thingiverse is another amazing example. It's this huge open source repository. And it's like, I start putting up my stuff. I've got 400 files up on Thingiverse now. And people put their stuff up and share it with me. And I'm like, oh man, this is so amazing, but I need to change it just a little bit. This isn't the camera angle I want to run, or this would be so much cooler if it had a big fat lip on the front that would protect my camera or whatever. And so you start with something that somebody else created, you add a little bit to it, you remix it, and you build it better and evolve it. And then you print your own version. You're like, holy shit. Yeah, this is so much better than what was available before. It's it's just amazing. And then you put it back online and share it, and then somebody else builds it better, and they drill some holes out and reduce the weight, and it's just keeps building and evolving. I love it.
Exactly. Somebody else might take it, download it, improve it, and re-upload it, and it's a really beautiful circle of sharing and helping the full system of the FPV hobby and the 3D printing hobby. And you actually are fortunate enough that you get to mix both into your business, and your hobby is your business now. So it is really cool. I love what
I do. It's so amazing. I babysat servers for years, and I love doing computer science engineering. It's great, but now I get to fly with my friends, and that's part of my job. And I get to go do all kinds of work for the environment to help protect it, and that's part of my job. And I'm like, man, so many companies are doing evil out there, and it's like I can actually do what I want to do when I want to do it. It's empowering, and to be able to just do FPV every day is the best. Plus, who doesn't want to have a giant box of motors right next to them and 9 cartons of batteries? I've got more lipos than anybody I know.
I have a question there. Are you the kind of pilot that just as you run a store, you tell your friends when you're ripping with them, you tell them, oh, of course you can make it through that tiny gap. Of course you can make it. And when he breaks his motor, okay, I got your motor. I got you.
I definitely come to the bando with a trunk full of parts.
You're gonna.
I've even been known to show up with charged packs. People are like, okay, when I get there, I'm going to need 10 batteries ready to go. And I'm like, yes, I'll be ready for you.
Yeah. You can tell them, sure, send it through that gap.
It's I'm really, really sorry that your video transmitter has died, but I happen to have Unify, and it is better than what you had. So time to level up.
But Unify. There you go.
The hardest part is the old saying, don't get high on your own supply. And I'm like, every day.
Well, yeah, but come on, like it's fun. It's really fun. Like doing this is really fun. I cannot, like, I can understand why you do it. I would do it too. And I'm just happy that you are doing it and helping your community. That is really good, because I think that is why we understand each other so good when we're talking on Instagram. Like you have the same mindset as we, like me as Ultron, or like Gemfan as a company. We manage like trying to help and try to evolve as a hobby, and try to help each other as much as possible, so we both can have like the best of both worlds, like a competitive side and also a community side, and also help the environment. That is one of the things that we are trying to push as much as possible, and I'm really glad that you're into it.
Yeah, and there's so many awesome like small dealers in FPV right now too. Like my buddy, Midwest Custom Drones is a great dude, and he is just like me. He's starting up from nowhere and doing what he loves. And like, we're not even competing. We're like a team. We work together. We talk behind closed doors and like, dude, have you seen this new thing that just came out? TBS is putting Crossfire and a video transmitter on one chip. And it's like, it's just awesome, dude. Just, this community is so passionate. And, guys like Pyro and, Trappy, these dudes are all just love what they do. And they're making this stuff because they want a better thing for themselves. The same reason that I got into the 3D printing. It's like, I was buying the prints. I was like, these aren't really the greatest quality. This has got bubbles all in it. Like, why is my mount always tearing apart at the base? And then I start solving all those problems and just getting better and better. And it's like all these companies that they're so passionate about what they do too. It's like,
how many 3D printers do you have right now?
I have 11.
11. Okay.
Have you mostly Ender 3s, highly modded Ender 3s. I've got a G Tech. I've got some Ender 5s. I've got a CR10 large format printer. But the Ender 3s are my workhorses. They're all up here in the stack. I got 8 of them right here behind me.
Wow.
They're great printers, though. You've got to put a little love into them, a little effort there. Out of the box, they'll print pretty well, but they're not going to do a great job with TPU. The TPU is just so difficult.
I know. Believe me, I know.
Once you get through the challenges, it's awesome, and you can make some really good stuff.
So, I was going to ask you, okay, how many printers do you have? And there was something else. Oh, yeah. Like some difficult things have happened to your life recently, and you have kept a really positive vibe on it. Like, you've been really good. Like, even though it's really like, it's things that most of the people would just give up after that, like, and you're still here talking and smiling and just saying like
I love what I do.
Okay, and just do it again, and I'm just gonna go through it and keep doing it. What happened and how
did you
go
back and be a server slave, man? I was a slave to servers for so long. It was like they had me just chained to that machine, and any hour of the day they could just call me up and say, "Hey, Dave, it's 4 o'clock in the morning."
Two things happened. What was the first?
Okay, the first thing that happened is back in March, my house got hit by a tornado. A 6-mile-long tornado came through my backyard. It pulled the shingles off of my roof. It dropped 17 trees on my property. I had a tree. It was like a 152-year-old oak tree that got knocked down in that storm. It's like, man, 152 years that thing was holding strong. And 100-mile-an-hour winds will put an end to that real quick.
Damn.
But crashed into my house, broke windows, glass, roof, garage door. Like, my house got, like, the insurance is telling me it's going to be close to what I paid for the house. It's crazy how much damage there is. But they're taking care of everything for me. So slowly but surely, we're getting stuff replaced. I got a new roof coming in about a week, and they're going to move me completely out of the house in order to redo all the ceilings and stuff. Yeah. But it's coming along, and it's great. Honestly, nobody was hurt. We didn't lose any animals. We got a whole zoo of critters that live here. Chickens that were in the backyard when the tornado hit.
Yeah.
They all huddled down and for cover, and everybody was fine. So, it's a lot of work, and we're just looking at this as a positive thing. It's a cash injection into my house. So it desperately needed a new roof, and cool, we're getting one.
I mean, you get to see the bright side on the situation at the end. Yeah,
I spent all day long ripping stuff out of my basement, but we're getting the basement resealed. So there's all kinds of good things in the darkness, and you just have to be positive, man, because if you just complain and groan, it ain't going to do you any good.
And the money,
get out there and change things.
Like money, it's a monetary, like the money is an issue, but in this case, as long as you don't have any casualties on this, everything else can be like, I don't know, purchased again somehow, or the community is going to help somehow.
We didn't lose anything that we really care about. We lost, shingles. Do you love your shingles? No, I can get new shingles.
Yeah, that's good. So that was the first one, a tornado, and then the second.
Oh, the package set. Somebody jerked my mailbox on one of those big days when I had it stuffed completely full. And you guys know my mailbox is like, it's humongous. It's the biggest mailbox you can legally have in the United States. I called my postmaster general and was like, hey, can I 3D print something? Because my customers are begging me to make a bigger mailbox, and they were like, no. But that was actually another blessing from the tornado, is my little tiny mailbox that I had before.
Yeah. A
log went right through it, exploded it open, and sent my mail all across the neighborhood. But, then we get a new mailbox, and it's bigger, and I 3D print my logo on it. And now I love my mailbox again. And we got a security camera for the mailbox. So whoever comes by next time is going to get a nice picture of their face.
Now you're going to see, we're going to find out what is going to happen to these kind of people. Like, no, it's a really,
the part that breaks my heart the most is seeing like nano receivers in the dirt. It's like, I walked around the neighborhood and it's like, oh, here's an antenna mount, and here's a GoPro mount laying in the ditch. And then it's like, oh, they opened a package from Team Black Sheep and threw it on the ground and thought it was trash. I'm like, it breaks my heart. And then that the things that they stole, like motors, batteries, and stuff like that, they're probably going to be able to use. Like,
they're going to throw it away.
And I wanted to put a sign up in the front yard that said like amnesty. Like, please bring it back, and I'll teach you how to use these things. Like, but they threw half it on the ground, so they don't want to learn.
They're not gonna do anything with that. Like, honestly, like if their mind is not like, if they're so dumb that they gotta steal from other people, they're not gonna be able to put a motor together. Like, it's not gonna happen. And
the laziness factor is there.
Huh?
Like the laziness factor. They don't want to work to go themselves. And like building quads is a lot of work.
Yeah, you got to put out the time with that. So it's crazy. Like, and how, like, you stood up, like you stand strong and through all of this, and still like joking around and having fun. And what do you do? What is your?
You just gotta stay positive, man. There's no reason to dwell. I've always believed that. You can be butthurt and upset, and it's not going to make you feel any better. It's not going to make anything change. You just got to get out there and go get it.
Well, man, it is really impressive. Like how you started 4 years ago as a hobby, like as a hobbyist, and then you found your way to open a store, improving the 3D printing like business around your area. You're now shipping globally, which is incredible. You're shipping globally. You're a shipping wizard, as far as I've heard. You can ship.
I did everything. Logistics for a long time, dude.
What can't you do?
I don't know, man. I haven't found anything yet. I just keep conquering. I've always been like one of those jack of all trades kind of guys. Like, I find something, I get interested in it, I absorb it obsessively, and then master it.
Oh, that's epic. Have you ever tried to 3D print props?
No, it's not really a good idea. You buy them from gemfan.
What's that like? What's the worst that could happen? Come on, like
the durability is the biggest issue. You need something that is going to last and just not break when you hit something. The other part of it is you need a really, really smooth surface for a propeller. And when you print, you've got all these little layer lines and grooves and imperfections in the surface that from a distance, they don't look like much. But when you're airflow trying to pass over a wing, it's got to be perfect. Yeah, you don't need wobbles or bumps or rivets or imperfections. So then it's like, okay, you're going to sand those props down to get them smooth. It's like,
it's too much. It's not worth it.
Like I could buy the best props in the world for $3 or $4 a pack. Like, why would I sand these? Like, I don't want to balance propellers ever again. I've been there. I used to fly wooden propellers back in the day on planes and stuff like that. We had to balance them before we could fly them, and then put little pieces of putty in them to get the weight just right. And no, thank you.
No,
I'd rather just buy perfect props from you every time.
Thank you very much, man. And it's one of the things that I want to start doing on the channel, like to start like making props out of like different kind of props, like carbon fiber, wood, PC, and different kind of plastics. So I can show like I can show what happens whenever like you use different kind of props from different materials, and why is it a good idea and why it's not. Because
that would be awesome.
Everybody's like, oh, you should make carbon fiber props. Those are going to be like indestructible.
No. They're really stiff though.
Exactly.
They're really stiff.
And with the rotation, you're just going to create something that at the lightest touch, it's going to explode.
Yes. Yeah. Not durable, but very stiff, very clean until you touch something.
Yep. Yeah.
So that's why you see them on like Mavics and stuff like that. You see them on big airplanes. You see them on helicopters, but not things that are planning on crashing.
Yeah. Like it's not really worth it in this case. We are back, and okay, so we reached the point where I'm going to ask you a few questions, like quick questions about different topics. So I want to see like quick answers from you too. So first, props in or props out?
Props out for the win. Props out for the win. There's two reasons. The first is you're going to cut the grass, and when you cut the grass, it's going to sling onto your lens.
Okay.
If your props in, which is bad. The second reason is when you are running along a hedgerow, you got a big old row of hedges and you're running right along past it. Your props out, you're going to push off of that hedge and just keep going. If your props in, you touch that hedgerow, you're going to suck into the bush, and that's going to end your flight.
Okay.
So it makes very, very little difference aerodynamically, but it keeps your lens clean and it keeps you from getting sucked into the bushes when you hit them. Okay. And I hit things a lot.
And that's that's the same answer Sync FPV has given us. Like he gave that same answer when I asked him like a couple of days ago.
I'd like to petition the Betaflight devs to change props reverse to be the default, because that's the way it should be.
Well, yeah, but now everybody's got it. Like I'm gonna test that theory of if you crash and you have props out, you like if you touch something, are you gonna bounce? Like maybe are you not gonna get stuck that much? I'm gonna test that.
Oh, I've tested it thoroughly. I mean, you see the way I fly. I get in the bush. I fly through the woods. I go down creeks. I get in little channels and stuff. It makes a big difference.
Okay.
You just roll right off of things. I like bot grinders. Never disarm.
Never disarm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just
never
hit
disarm.
that thing. When in doubt, throttle through it, and you'll be okay.
Yeah. I think about bot grinders when I'm kind of in the middle of a bush that I know it's gonna, like, I should disarm because I'm gonna bash my motors. And I said, like, nope, I'm just gonna throttle and get through it.
Get out of it.
Somehow.
Yeah.
Well,
don't disarm unless you're upside down on the grass.
Yeah. Props out. Okay, props out. So, second question. What was it? Oh, God damn it. I forgot. So 5.1 or 5.2 for freestyle?
5.2 all the way. I'm super stoked on those. I have got a bunch of 5.2 props on the way to me right now. They're going to be up on the website really soon, but I've got both pitches available and I'm very excited because they're going to be awesome. Yeah, I love Kebab. I think he's a genius. I think that we should all be listening to him a lot more. And I really look forward to seeing these new props because they're going to be amazing.
Yeah.
I've got a feeling I'm going to like the higher pitch versions because I fly a heavier quad. I'm over 800 grams with a year and I. But I like his methodology, as light as you can be. You know, it makes sense. You're going to be a whole lot more agile and more nimble. And those 5.2 by 2.6 are going to be really, really nice for a lightweight quad, and the bigger boys for the big quads. It's going to be awesome. I can't wait. Now, I'm curious to see which frames they're going to fit on. That's going to be the big question.
Actually, I tested them on the Armatons. Fine.
Yeah,
LRX, fine. Gepard C Mark IV, that it's one of the most common frames in the world, like the most used, perfectly fine.
Awesome. Apex though?
Apex might be a little tight.
I hear 5.1's clicking all the time on that frame.
No, so Roma 5, perfectly fine. Roma 5.2 version 2. It's really fun to see like how people get to, I don't know, to interact with this with companies and with retailers, and how everybody, like, we are just like guys that do some stuff, but in the end, and at the end of the day, we're human beings trying to be human beings with other people. So it's really cool to see, like, we try to be as friendly as possible, and that, I think that's how FPV works. Like how FPV, you guys
really are killing at it, though. I mean, there's just not many prop companies that are interacting with the community. I bought a lot of props from a lot of companies. I like all the brands out there that are really doing it, but you guys are out interacting. You're talking to people. You're telling people more about the design. You've got engineers that come out and talk to us about what you're doing. I love seeing that, like, because I'm one of those engineers, and I'm one of the guys that's like, I would get in these meetings when I was full-time as an IT manager, and I'd be in this meeting and it'd be like two sales guys, and they'd be just talking to me about all this sales stuff and give me all these numbers. And I'm like, look, those aren't the numbers I want to hear. I want to hear the actual specs. I want to hear what these things are actually going to do, and get me an engineer. And they bring the engineer in, and then I'd go, you guys just go away. I'm going to talk to this guy that really knows what he's doing and get the knowledge that I want. And then I know what I'm doing, and that helped me in business. It helps me here. Being able to actually talk to those guys and get the information to find out what the props really are, and that just is amazing to me. The transparency is unlike any other company. So thank you.
Thank you.
You're the one that's doing that. So it's definitely mad props to Mike, because you're the mouth of GemFan, and we really appreciate it. I
mean, I'm just a guy with some ideas, but literally the GemFan team has given me the opportunity to work with them and to create this kind of space and scenarios to share. That we put up this room is my new office for this kind of projects. I don't know, I cannot show you like the things on the sides, but I can show you this. Do you know what's that? And what is this?
That looks... Oh, I've seen a picture of that. I think I know what that is. I think that is the prop testing cage.
Exactly.
Like the death cage. That's what
exactly.
It is.
So that is our, like, we have a few, wait, focus.
Oh, look into your eyes, sir.
Thank you very much. Yeah, got it. So So one of the things that I really believe in is try to share the knowledge and educate. Like an educated customer is a customer that can choose the best for his way of flying, whether it is with Gemfan or any other prop company, and you're gonna fly the best you can, and that's why that's how like FPV it like improves and grows. So
science.
Science. And so thank you very much, David, for that, your constant support. Your Instagram posts are, and the captions are epic. The stickers that you send out, they're cool. And how people can find you on social media?
I'm all over Instagram. Flyhigh FPV is my main account. Flyhigh FPV 3D is really just a store. I'd rather just interact with the main, and that's just like a clean place where you can just see products. The main has got all of my daily vomits. So you're going to see me doing and testing behind the scenes, taking stuff apart, breaking things, everything I go through on a daily basis. So you'll get a whole lot if you go there. I'm on YouTube too, Flyhigh FPV Drone. I'm constantly posting longer videos there, tutorials. But if you really want tutorials, check the IGTV series. I've got a whole series called Mad Scientist Shit, and it's 3D printing. I anodize titanium. Like you can change the color of your titanium by putting enough electricity through it. All kinds of fun stuff like that. I do battery testing. Oh, dude, check this out. I just got brand new batteries in the mail from China Hobby Line.
Nice.
Or China Hobby Line and Thunder Power RC. And I'm testing them all side by side and finding out which ones have the best IR, which ones are delivering the most amps. I love it, man. It's just an amazing opportunity.
Man, you're doing what you love, and you've been blessed with the knowledge and like the how can I say that, like the way you are. It is like it helps people gravitate towards you and connect with people with the same hobby and the same idea. So it's really fun, and so thank you very much again for sharing all the information that you share, because I appreciate that too. And
I'm always happy to help. So anybody, just reach out, shoot me a message, and I'll be happy.
Thank you very much, man. So Flyhigh FPV, thank you very much for being on the first episode of the Gemfan Talk, the video podcast and the audio podcast over YouTube and all the social media platforms like available. So thank you very much again, David. And
anytime. And get all your 5-inch props from me. Flyhighfpv.com. I got every kind of 5-inch prop. Come get them.
Thank you very much, man.
Thank you.
Have fun and see you.
Bye.
See you.